Smiling Faces, the podcast, is a Defiantly Me production. To learn more, visit them on Instagram at Defiantly Me Productions. Beloved, not only did he fill Andre's water fountain, he did my dishes, took out my trash, and snaked my shower drain because it was running slow. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, I told you just like relax. He's like, I'm not going to sit in your apartment and twiddle my thumbs. I'm going to do stuff. And I went, oh my God.
I am.
Thank you.
Say it. Say it.
You know what I want to say to you right now? You know what I want to say to you? You're welcome. You're welcome.
He's been writing hard for him.
Victoria knows what I'm
time.
talking about. Hell yeah.
Welcome back to episode 35 of Smiling Faces, the podcast. I'm Victoria Dunn.
And I'm Jess Anguiano, and we are executive producers of Smiling Faces, our hit show about two girls who discover they're dating the same guy while working at a toxically positive spin studio.
On this podcast, we provide you with unfiltered conversations and answer the question, instead of self-care, why not revenge?
I've just been doubling down on self-care. I know that the tagline is why not revenge. I'm just going so hard with self-care these past couple weeks.
That's fair. I definitely just finished my self-care moment. One of my best friends was in town for her birthday. And so I basically had a staycation with her. And when she left this morning, she was like, okay, she's like, I have to leave for the airport, but checkout's not until noon. So sleep in as much as you want. And I was like, blackout curtains engaged. It was amazing. I slept so hard.
That's so good. That's so good.
Needed. So needed.
Yeah. And you guys stayed, like, I know you said staycation. Did you stay in or did you go out?
We only went out like a little bit. So her favorite band is the Driver Era. I'd never heard of them,
okay,
but it's some people, I think, from like Disney Channel stars on Austin Alley, like Ross Lynch and different people, like their family formed a band. So it was that. So we went to that at the Palladium, but because she's bougie,
Adorable.
She bought a table upstairs at the Palladium. So we sat there and watched them perform, and then mostly just like stayed in. We walked to get coffee in the morning, sat at the pool, like hung out and talked, and then went to Cinespia last night to see Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Amazing. That's a great.
It was good. And then just like stayed in after that.
Yeah, that's a great girl weekend.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. That is phenomenal.
Your
oh
self-care?
My gosh. The only thing you're missing. Yeah. Oh, I was going to say the only thing you were missing was a day at the Wii Spa.
Oh, I know, right? I was telling her about it. I was like, because I think she was thinking of the one, there's one in Atlanta that's like, it's good, but it's like the original kind of, putting my phone on silent. Sorry.
Oops. Wait, was that Whole Foods? Because Whole Foods totally blew you up last time we were talking about him, and not that we're talking about him right now, but I'm like, oh my God.
No, that was
more on him later.
That was one of my coworkers, and I don't even know what it was, but all I saw was, "Can I trouble you?" And I was like, "Oh,
not now."
There we go. Oh, for my vacuum. She wants my vacuum. Not important.
Oh. Weird request.
She wants a big, she wants like a big bulky vacuum. And I was like, I don't. And I told her I had one. So I was like, here, take it, please. I need to get a new one. That's like a stick one. This is boring.
Don't stop talking about vacuums. Unless we're talking about my robot vacuum. That is the most magical and romantic, wonderful gift that I've ever had the pleasure of partaking in. And romantic is the wrong word. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
But I just love her so much. Like I could say I'm in love with her.
Keep reminding her every day. Actually, there was a person outside of our hotel this weekend that was clearly begging for attention, and he had different robot things. So he had a robot dog and a robot humanoid that he just like controlled and walked around. I was unsettled because the dog didn't bark. He wanted attention, like people to like take pictures of it and stuff. But the dog spoke human. The dog would go, "I missed you. I love you." And I was like, Why is it talking English? I don't like that.
Hello. No, being a dog lover, the human owner of the dog is to anthropomorphize the dog, not the dog doing it itself. No. Yeah. Like, I love dog owners.
Like, what happened to that iRobot? Remember that toy? It was like a little silver dog, and like all it would do was like kind of do like downward dog, and it would kind of go, "Woo, woo," and its eyes would turn into hearts.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a early 2000s toy.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I could never know about that. I'm way too young to know about the early 2000s.
Yeah.
More.
But you know about the new...
You're like, early 2000s.
I told you it's self-care. Self-care weekend. It's been a self-care weekend. I feel 15 years younger.
Yeah.
It feels so light and
What does
thin.
your ID feel like?
My ID is so thin.
I'm renewing my passport.
I feel so 15 years younger.
And I was like, oh, I could just reuse this picture. I still look like that.
Careful with the passport renewal. Do that.
You'll get locked out. You'll get locked out. You won't be able to get back in. You know, they not letting everybody in no more.
Right?
I know.
We don't know
That's
her.
why I got to do it right now. Yeah, I got to do it real. No, listen, I'll be fine. That's the problem. That's inherently the problem is my, middle America white lady privilege. Like, they're going to be like, nah, let her in. Don't worry about where she's from. I'm also very much from the U.S. in case people are listening and are concerned. I'm fine. The passport will be fine.
He's listening.
I just have to get a new picture. Donald Trump.
He's always listening.
He's going to Rosie O'Donnell.
I was going to say.
He's going to be like, get out of stay in Ireland. Okay.
Which is crazy.
Twist my arm.
I love that that comedian Josh Johnson contextualized it, and he was like, the president or the man with his finger on the ready to launch the nukes, his biggest nemesis is Kids' Choice Award winner Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, what did I hear? The woman who starred as somebody's best friend in My Friend at the Bus Stop or whatever it was.
Right.
I can't remember.
It's like, this is nuts.
Coming for Rosie. Rosie is an American treasure. You may not. You could go ahead, kick her out of the country. We'll bring her back once you're done, sir.
Right, exactly.
You would think with the most important job in the world, he would be concerned with other things other than Rosie O'Donnell and the secret ingredient in Coke. I just don't understand.
Should be. Although, if I were president, I would want to go down to the Coke vault.
I understand going to the Coke vault, but telling Coca-Cola that they need
there
to
are other
cane sugar,
there are bigger things. You're correct.
War in here,
You're
and
correct.
You're worried about the ingredient in Coke.
It's all look over here, look over here, look over here, and then he turns Gaza into a resort while we're not watching.
But not to side with him ever, but isn't Mexican Coke better with the cane sugar?
We know that Mexican Coke is better. It's not even siding with him. That's just facts. It's like being
Good.
His skin is orange. These are just facts. It's not an opinion, it's not taking a side. He can't be like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. You did it on purpose. And also that's fine. You can be orange if you want. That's fine. Just stop doing everything else you're doing.
Yeah. Stand down, sir.
Anyway, we know better than to go into, what do we call it? Political corner. Politics corner.
Political.
What's funny is we're not even talking about politics. We're talking about the ridiculous things that he feels like he's got to put his fingers in. I don't understand. Why are you messing with Coca-Cola? I don't something else, sir. Something else. There's so many other things that you could Truth Social about.
Not at all.
And that's our thoughts on Political Corner. You've been listening to Smiling Faces, really inappropriate opinions and thoughts without any kind of fact checking behind it.
We're your one-stop shop.
Thank you for tuning in.
for all things politics.
We got to do some updates on the show. Speaking of politics, let's talk about the politics of Smiling Faces.
Oh, gosh. Yes. Let's see.
Go ahead. The coolest thing Yeah, you go ahead. We're just excited to see each other. Victoria and I haven't seen each other in a minute, and I'm so happy to see you.
I know, it's like it's truly been weeks, it feels like. But yeah, I know, it's like, I think we're in like...
Anytime I'm away from you for days feels like weeks.
It feels wrong.
It's not fair.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just wrong. It's just wrong.
No, for real.
Sorry, go ahead.
Let's see. So doing like, I feel like now it's like the contracty stuff. It's like the legalese of it all.
Yeah.
Which is so weird because I've never had to deal with this before. Like everybody I've talked to is always like, yeah, I don't know, I just got my friends together and we shot things and put it out there. And I went, oh, so no one has experience with this, like producers agreements and things like that. So I was like, oh, okay, I got to navigate this. Fun.
Yeah, I pulled together like a producer agreement template and just kind of, it was really like pieces of things that I've worked with before. And the weird thing, and I think I think it's really cool for us to maybe kind of talk about this like openly, because the weird thing is we are all friends, and also we're moving forward in this business together, and it is a business of making this content. And the reason why we're moving forward with producers agreements and contracts breaking down like what piece of pie goes to who is because we know about the success that this project will have. So we've reached this kind of point as we're moving forward that it's like, okay, we got to nail this down now. So everybody feels safe and covered and confident as we move forward, because there's no doubt in our minds that we're going to have success with this project. However, it gets sticky because we're also friends.
Right.
And so like keeping the line between like, this is business, these are just discussions. And we haven't even started talking about any of this yet, guys. So if you're worried that there's strife among the fam here, there's none. I don't think.
No.
Not from me.
See me out.
You guys mad at me?
So, Mike, I've actually been wanting to talk to you about this. We've gathered here today.
No.
You've been tuning in live.
Oh,
he just
turned his camera off. But no, I think
don't leave us, Mike.
That was one of the things that showrunner discussed too. So I knew it was important to do that, to have kind of contracts and stuff in place. I mean, she talked about it from multiple different standpoints. So it could be from the point of view of with your talent as well, but also, like with the producing team, kind of knowing division of like revenue coming in, like when the show gets sold and things like that. So figuring out like what percentages everyone gets, because let's be real, we're not actively making money right now on this of just making it. So so it'd be more so about just like division of revenue when it's sold. And then, just like.
Actually. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I actually should chime in. We are, because you and I, Mike, are not actively getting paychecks from Smiling Faces yet, but the organization, like the company, is still taking in money. Like it's just still working on turning a profit, which it always takes a year or two for things like this to turn a profit. But so just to make sure everybody knows, we're not out here destitute. We're still good. The company is still thriving.
Right. It's like, yes, the company is fine. It's just that the money is for the show, not for like us right now. But yes.
Yet.
Yes. Yet.
But we know it's moving forward. So basically, and in case you guys feel like you're a little behind, a producer agreement is exactly that. It's an agreement between everybody that comes on board about who owns what part of the project, how much of the part do they own, and when the project starts to bring in revenue, how is that going to be divided up? Also, the other side of it, which is really important to cover, is if the project falls apart, who still owns the project and what can happen to it if somebody leaves, or if the project doesn't move forward in the way that we all agree together. So there's protections in place too, because Victoria wrote this content and owns the story and the IP. So it's really important that you're protected in this,
right? Yeah.
That you can continue to move forward. Otherwise, we end up in some sort of ridiculous legal battle that we've all heard of before, where people own the rights to something, so they have a chokehold on it for decades, and then you can't do anything with this project. And it's really important that you're protected. It's important that our time is protected. Mike has come on board as a producer and has been working with us on the podcast, which is a piece of Smiling Faces. So how is Mike going to be protected moving forward as well? Because he has a lot of time and energy invested in this. So the truth is, we're always like kind of sliding in hot tips on this show. It's so important to get really clear about that as early as possible so that everybody feels safe moving forward and feelings don't get involved. And that's why, like, I care about you guys so much. I know you guys care about me so much. Yeah. And when people are working for free, how do you protect those relationships? Because I've definitely worked on a project before where we were moving along. I invested all this money into it. I directed it. I was an executive producer. And when it came time for where this thing was going to go at the end, what we had initially agreed upon with the project, the other two people involved didn't want to do that anymore. They didn't want to wait. They were impatient. So they wanted to submit it to some lower tier festivals that I thought were going to diminish the quality of our world premiere. And so they took it without me. They just took it and they ran and they took the project. And it was so devastating because, yes, I still had a screen credit. Yes, it's still out there. But it didn't get to do what I had spent a year of my life trying to build it into. And all because, there was a disagreement about where it goes.
Right.
So it's really important. It's important to make sure from top to bottom that you guys know where your project's going to go and that you're all in agreement. And then you write it down. And with ChatGPT these days, if you're looking for that kind of language, you can pull that stuff together, save yourself $100 on a entertainment lawyer consultation, and just bring a document to the lawyer and say, okay, now I've got this much written out. What do you think? What would you add? What would you change?
Right. Exactly. But I think, I was saying I haven't been in a situation like you have with making something and having to have division of who did what and all these things. It's always been just sketch teams and random things, or I haven't been involved in that level. So I'm very excited to have like agreements written out, especially because I knew it was important, like I said, from the show Run Her classes, and just like you said, protecting yourself. And I think like moving forward, maybe we'll need an entertainment lawyer. Who knows? That was never like, I know that would legitimize everything, but I was like, man, I got to find one. I got to learn the things. Like there's one person I know that he's like a friend of the friends that got married in Palm Springs, but I don't know what his rate would be. I was like, because I remember like when I first telling him about the project, and he was like, oh, he's like, actually, you probably need an entertainment lawyer. And I was like, calm down.
Okay. You always need an entertainment.
And I'm like, oh,
wait.
Exactly. And I'm like, oh, wait. Yeah, huh? I probably do.
I do have to say, I sent the document over to you, Victoria, and this was a couple of weeks ago. And listen, in all disclosure, full disclosure, Victoria had to remind me an embarrassing amount of times to send the document over. Too many. I don't want people to know how many times that you had to send. You would be like, hey, don't forget. I had it in my calendar like 6 times. Anyway, like send
you
this,
did, because I saw it pop up, and I was like, huh.
I totally.
And yet.
But
my inbox.
Here's my favorite thing that ever happened. Victoria, I sent it over to Victoria and it's like, hey, it's a first draft. We can discuss everything. Like, no, don't get sold on any of the points. Like everything's up for negotiation. And then I heard nothing. It's like, Victoria, are we still friends? He said it was a first draft. It's a fill in the blank.
My bad. I read it, was like, wait, I have to think. And then I got busy.
It's all
So I
right.
read it, was thinking, and then got busy.
Here's the fun thing. I knew.
I will come back to you on it.
I knew you would. I'm like just throwing shade because I feel like a jerk for taking so long to send it to you. If there was a problem, I feel like you would have this is Victoria. If there was a problem, you would have immediately been like, we need to talk. But if there's no problem with it, then you're just like, yeah. What? I'm like, did you get it though? Did you even see it? Have you opened it?
Sorry. Yes. Received. I'd like think on it, which I'm basically done. I have to do like another pass at it and then come back with like tweaks and thoughts.
Now,
yes.
Reading contracts, is this something you do a weed pass with?
This one probably needs to be like, this one was a sober pass.
Hot tip of the week. When reading through your contracts in the entertainment industry, always do a weed pass and see if it still makes sense.
I feel like contracts are like really, they hearken more like black tar heroin.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
You know, to like really get down to the source.
You have to take things seriously when you're actually, I was about to say that. I was about to say, actually, many people who work in this industry don't read the paperwork that they sign. And I remember early on in my acting career, reading through a contract for a job that I had booked. And in the contract, it said that they not only could they use my image in perpetuity, which was inappropriate for the project because it was content that was like commercialized. So there was no reason for them to use it in perpetuity. Also, no, you have to continue to pay me if you want to use it again and again. But the other thing is that it said that I was not allowed to do any other work with any other alcohol company. It was a commercial for an alcohol company for the rest of my life. And I was like, so I call my agent. And at the time, this was very early on in my career. And my agent was a small town agent. And I said, I'm not signing this. And she said, you have to. You booked the job. I was like, what are you talking about? I am not signing this contract. And it's your job as my agent to go back and call the producer and renegotiate and get me some new paperwork. I will not be stepping foot in front of this camera until you do. And she pushed back on me because there are so many small town agents out there who just take the lowest rate, or they're
so excited that they have a client that booked a thing.
And
they're just like, you booked, that's it. It's like, no.
No, actors and people that have representation, agents and managers, think that agents and managers, especially if you're on a smaller scale and you haven't quite gotten into a bigger scale, but even the bigger scale agencies and management companies, actors think that, oh, I have an agent now, so I don't have to pay attention to that. And they don't realize your agents or managers are entry-level employees. They make 10% of what you're making.
Well, they work for you.
Yes.
Yeah, they also work for you. Yeah, like that's the big thing, which I remind my friends, because some of them are out looking for reps right now. And they're like, I hope they like me. I'm like, no, you should hope you like them. Yeah. That's the focus. I'm like, you're supposed to like them. Because like, I love my team. Like,
I love your team.
Talked me off a ledge. They talked me off a fucking ledge about a week ago because I had a call back for something, and the lady, I don't know whether I've gotten it yet because they take a long time to like figure out who they want for this job. And I had a call with her, the person that was like, could potentially book me for it. And she got very direct with me and was like, oh, are you an LA girl? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I've almost lived here for 10 years. And she was like, let me be more direct. The person that I would ideally want for this job would live in one of the cities that my company is in. And I went, I was like, what's that now? And she's like, are you willing to move? And I went, I need to discuss that with my team. That was not something that I was prepared to think about.
Wait.
And
hold on.
She's like,
hold on. Mm-hmm. Just to back it up for a second so that I'm following. You had an audition for a project in which they wanted you to move? Was it a long-term project?
Yes, it's basically to be like a spokesperson. Oh. Yeah, it's like to be a spokesperson for a company. And she's like, I want that person to be like the AK, like the flow to my progressive kind of thing. And I was like, got it. Because they do a lot of other stuff like community-based things too, along with doing the commercials and all the things. And the way that I was like into that call went, oh yeah, I was like, it was so great to meet you. Immediately grabbed my phone and was like, guys, I need to talk to you. And like emailed them. And they started like a chain of emails, like calming me down. And my manager was like, call me when you're free. I called her. She talked me off the ledge. She was like, look, like my agent and my manager were both like, you do not have to stress about this. First, let's cross that bridge when we get there if this is something that like moves forward with that. But also, they're like, we know you have other aspirations besides just being this spokesperson. Don't worry about that. Like, we know that you have other goals. We will negotiate whatever's the right fit for you. And I went, thank you.
You have a great team.
Thank you.
You have because they just understand how to communicate like effectively. It's so important. People are always like, oh, I got to find an agent. I'm like, no. You need to interview the first employee on your team because you're the president of your company. And like, that's so smart of you to have like people on your team that you can trust. And anyone who's like, I hate my agent, I'm like, then fire them. Why are you employing somebody that you don't respect or appreciate? And here's second level to that I always say, and people who know me and are listening have heard me say this a million times. Because you hire somebody to be on your team as an employee of your team, i.e. a manager or an agent, you have to train them. You have to train them on how to be a good employee of your company, which means you have to train them on how to properly sell you and brand you. You can't wait for them to tell you how they're going to sell you. You have to say to them, hey, I am a Black woman who can cover this age range. I have great commercial experience. I'm definitely like a mom of like a nuclear family, or I am a detective in, an agency or what, I don't know, I'm coming up with brands for Victoria. But when I was doing it, I had to teach my agents, listen, if you're submitting me, I am every woman. I am the woman of like middle America. So I would say, I am a woman who would be one of the chubby girls on a Hanes commercial, like I'm not, don't be trying. A lot of people say personality wise that I'm like, oh, the neighbor, the best friend. It's like, no, I am the DMV lady. I am the diner waitress who's like rode hard, put away wet. I am the mom of 4 who's probably a little bit of an alcoholic and is a single parent. Like I'm poor. That's how you brand me. And when I taught my agents how to do that, I worked all the time. But you have to teach your agents that, And I teach people that.
Wild.
Yeah, I'm telling people that. I'm like, figure out your brand.
That's such a wild visual.
It is. But boy, don't you have it when you're like, when I used to.
Like, I know who that person is, though.
Yeah, when I used to.
Because I usually get like the very quirky, like goofy. I definitely get moms and stuff. Yeah. But then I always get like the fun mom, though. Like, I'm not the serious mom.
No, you're a good mom.
And that's also important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm the good, fun mom. Always like, don't forget your snacks. Give me a kiss. Mm-hmm. Like it's always like that kind of energy. Or like I had one the other day. I was like, oh, they get me, even though I had too much going on, and I definitely like fucked up how I showed up to the audition. But like the energy I gave was correct because I didn't read that they want us to wear very specific attire. Because I'm doing 50-11 things and was just like, I have an in-person audition. It's this day. There's no sides. I'll get them when I get there, and just kept it pushing. And I showed up and everyone was in ski jackets and I went,
oh shit.
Uh-oh. And I was in like the most like Positano looking Tuscany ass shirt.
Hey.
It was like, God damn it.
Weather's fine. Feeling good.
Yeah. But I gave like the correct energy in the room because they said like, oh, you guys are kind of like the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia crew. And I went, oh, you're speaking my language. That's exactly my humor. Let's fucking go. So we'll see if I get a call back just based on that. Because I was like, energy wise, I gave them what they wanted. I just had the wrong shirt on.
Which I'm sure the truth is, I think it's so small-minded to think, oh, if somebody puts on a ski jacket, then I'm going to be able to visualize it better. I'm like, come on, guys. I feel the same about chemistry reads, but we won't get down that road right now. I want to know what your update is on Whole Foods. What's happening in your dating life?
So it's actually been really good. So he did, okay. I don't think I've told you the latest things, but like, okay, he's been very sweet and very supportive of me and my things, which is very cool. Because usually, as you know, people are like, ugh, you're so busy and like get disgusted by it. And he kind of told me, he was like, you're so busy. And I went, yeah, I know. And he's like, no, he goes, I've never met a woman who's like actually busy, but like with real stuff. He's like, it's not bullshit.
Yes.
And I was like, yes. And he goes, okay. He's like, I respect it. He's like, I'm like, I'm inspired by it. I went, oh, thank you. And so like I'll give like 2 examples of the things that have happened lately that have been very good. One was, for those that know, I went to Vegas to see Toni Braxton because I fucking love Toni Braxton.
Yes.
She has my whole heart. She's like one of my favorite artists. And he like took me to the airport, which, mind you, I was like, he asked me if I needed a ride to the airport. And I was like, oh no, I was going to take an Uber. And he was like, that's not what I asked you.
Ooh.
I said, do you need a ride to the airport?
This is huge.
And I was like, oh, I know. I was like, yes, please. And he was like, okay, thank you. I will be taking you. So like got up, he took me into the airport. I was like getting everything together. And then literally as soon as I got on the plane, I got a notification that Andre's water fountain was low on water. And I was like, God damn it. The one thing I didn't think to do. So I felt really bad. And I was like, okay, Zelma has a key to my apartment. She lives 5 minutes away, but she's at work. So she'll be like way later in the day. So I did a big step. And I texted him because I knew he was going to come back by my area and work out at like the park. So I went, hey, if you're close by, could you do me a favor and fill up Andre's water bowl? I completely forgot. And he was like, how am I going to get inside? And I went, here's the code to my lockbox. Here's how you get in. I let him go in by himself, unsupervised. And let me tell you, pass with flying colors. It's like, if you need to, like shower, do whatever before you go to work. Beloved, not only did he fill Andre's water fountain, he did my dishes, took out my trash, and snaked my shower drain because it was running slow. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, I told you just like relax. He's like, I'm not going to sit in your apartment and twiddle my thumbs. I'm going to do stuff. And I went, oh my God. Thank you.
Say it. Say it.
You know what I want to say to you right now? You know what I want to say to you? You're welcome. You're welcome.
He's been writing hard for him.
Victoria knows what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. The whole time I've been riding hard for Whole Foods. Hell yeah. I wanted to succeed because there is something to a blue collar guy who is supportive because he's going to work for it. When he feels he's punching above his weight class, which when a guy feels like they're punching above their weight class, they're going to work harder than they've ever worked before. And so like I told Victoria, I was like, he knows he's punching above his weight class. And then I guess a couple of weeks later, he said it
like,
to
oh my God.
And
I was like, Mike, you said that.
There are you guys.
So you're welcome.
There's so many things about this. First of all, if you don't live in LA, there's a thing about driving somebody to the airport. I want everyone to understand what a huge step this is. One, that he offered to take you to the airport, and 2, that you accepted, because we have a thing about LAX out here. We say you always have to find somebody in your community that you know would drop you off at the LAX airport at 4 a.m. That's your ride or die. Those are the people you can count on. And you need those people in LA. A lot of people around here in LA don't have their family here. So they're transplants, and you have to build enough relationship with people that somebody will drive you to the airport. So that's a very big step. And then the other thing we say is
very big.
You have to love your friends enough in LA that you would never ask them to drive you to the airport. But the fact that you were like, no, I'm going to take an Uber. And then he was like, no, I'm offering, and you received it. Next level.
I know, because I really debated it.
I mean, like,
I really debated it. He saw me debating it and he was like, will you let me take you? I was like, okay.
So
and he's like, and pick you up. I was like, I can just Uber back. He's like, what? This is not what I'm asking you. I was like, okay.
I'm so excited.
He's like, you have a problem with accepting things from people, don't you? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, but you always like to help people. I went, correct. And he went, I don't get that. He's like, let people help you. And I was like, fine.
Aww.
Lucy's the same way because she was raised by a very independent mother. And so like she likes to do things on her own, like to the point where opening a door, she's like, I can open my own door. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, if that's how you feel, I'm not going to get in the way of that or whatever. But she's a very independent person. So she
it makes me uncomfortable.
like things being done for her in that way.
It took
But-
me
I don't like it.
It took me a long
It
time
makes her
to get to a
uncomfortable,
place
too.
where I could let people help me, and I'll tell you why. Because it's really important to be able to let people help you. It's not even about like men opening doors or whatnot. But when I got divorced and things were so low, and I was, I'll never forget this, when I had to move and I was I wasn't packing up my things, and I was supposed to leave the next day and I hadn't packed a single thing during my divorce. And one of my friends was like, I'm going to come over and bring you dinner because I want to say goodbye. And he came over and he said, Jess, none of your stuff is packed. And I was like, no, I'm going to pack tonight. And he was like, you're supposed to leave in a U-Haul to Los Angeles tomorrow morning. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you
Okay, that is crazy.
haven't packed a single thing. And that was the first time I ever accepted help. Is he said, you're not leaving tomorrow. I'm going to take some time off of work. I'm going to help you pack and I'm going to drive you out there myself. And that was like the first time ever that I was like, oh, I can't do this alone. And that it's a practice
Yeah.
of receiving help. So the fact that you relaxed and allowed this man to help you, big steps for both
Huge
of you.
growth.
I mean,
Yeah, I was like, big growth.
giving him access to your apartment, yes, big step, but nowhere near as big of a step as accepting a ride to LAX.
Honestly, I was like, whoa.
It's huge.
What?
Oh my God.
It is. Oh, and then part
there's
2 of
another.
it was that he came over one times because we hadn't seen each other in like a few days. And I was like, I've got a pretty stacked night. I was like, I'm helping a friend with a self-tape over Zoom. And then I really need to study because we'll talk about it now, but I'm getting certified in Legree to be an instructor.
Pilates.
So I've got a lot to study.
Pilates. The Legree is
Yes.
the Pilates. Yeah.
Yes. Although they will,
Yes.
they will put you in a chokehold now because they teach us. They're like, Legree is not Pilates. So I'm like, I have to like correct it now. It's a whole thing. But
It's offered at a
I'm
Pilates
getting certified
studio.
in that.
It's just a class that's
Yeah,
offered
like-
at a Pilates studio, but it's not Pilates.
No, it's not Pilates.
That's fine. That's fair.
And he like totally came over and like while I was on the phone on Zoom helping my friend with his self-tape, I had like my headphones on and he kind of before we got started, he goes, do you want some of your wine? I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, white or red? I was like, oh, I'll take some of the red. He literally poured me my glass of wine, like gave it to me while I was working with him. And then when we finished, he was like, okay. And they grabbed my binder, goes, all right, what are we studying? And like flipped it open. Cause I'd also warned him overshare. I was like, I'm on my period. So literally nothing is happening. He was like, that's fine.
Nothing as in,
Okay.
you mean
Nothing as in
sex? Are you having sex with this man?
relations.
Does he know you have an alarm
What?
clock on the side of your bed?
He might know about an alarm clock.
Victoria, the
I was,
queen
like,
of
adamant. I
oversharing.
was like, always. Fucking always.
Good for you. Get it, girl.
Nothing, no alarm clock business is happening. And he was like, totally fine. Sat there, flipped through my binder, quizzed me while rubbing my stomach to comfort the cramps.
Whole Foods.
I was like, this ain't real.
Keep it
This ain't
up,
real.
sir.
What? I know. Floored. Fucking
How
floored.
long has it been now? How many weeks or months are we in now?
Couple months. Yeah, when was that? Shit. Couple months.
She's so casual, you guys.
Wait,
She's
when
so
did
cool.
I-
She didn't even remember when they started dating. When did you go to Whole
I did-
Foods
oh,
and get hit
no.
on by the guy in the aisle who asked you what you thinking about?
I know. I'm like, oh no. Let's see. When was that?
It's been months.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because let's
May?
see. I went.
Maybe May.
Okay. I'm scrolling through my phone now for when, because it's when I was watching Tessa's dog.
You
So I'm scrolling through.
could scroll back to like when you first started texting.
Oh, that makes too much sense. And also, it's actually, you know what? That's true. Because he hasn't done a lot of, he hates texting.
You know what?
Like anytime, but I'm not a phone person. Like I prefer texting. He's like, I see you prefer texting. I'm like, yes. He's like, I hate texting.
funny.
I was like, I don't like being on the phone like
It's
that.
funny that you don't like being on the phone because you are a great conversationalist. I have
Well,
to
thank
tell you
you.
right now, you guys can't see this, but whatever you're touching is like earthquaking your whole.
Oh,
It's like. Brr, 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 brr.
because my phone was attached to my laptop.
Oh.
Okay. Here we
We're
go.
getting an answer live
We're
here. You're hearing it live first. How long they've been together? It has to been.
Okay.
Is he hitting the 90-day point? 90 days is a big deal.
Oh shit, I think so, because this is May 17th.
You've crossed June.
Whoa.
17th, June 17th, July 7th. That's 2 months.
2 months.
Okay. So you still have another month to figure out if this is going anywhere. Because you guys know once you get past 90 days, it's like, okay, shit or get off the pot. Are we doing this or what? 3 months is a quarter of a year. Like, you've made it through the first quarter. Are we going to like carry it through? Annual review? Like, what's going on?
You made it through Q1. I'm going to start business talk. Yeah. All right, Q1 looks pretty good. What are we thinking for Q2?
How are we gonna next level these numbers in Q2?
Right.
How can we increase revenue? You know, where do we want to focus and align our priorities in Q2? Whole Foods.
Oh my gosh, we have to find synergy. We just have to.
Really looking to up the synergy. We're looking for alignment. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm only going to do business speak now.
I hope this email finds you well, Whole Foods.
He's going to be like, what the fuck? Which he knows I call him Whole Foods.
He does?
Yeah. I told him because I was like, because he asked me if I talk about him on the podcast. I was like, yeah. I was like, but not by name. He's like, what do you call me?
And you told him?
I was like, Whole Foods. And he goes, wow, really? I was like, well, it's where we met. It felt easier.
What did he think we were going to call him? Thor or like Zorro or something?
I know. Exactly. It's like, what did you expect? It was like, it's Whole Foods. And then to some of my friends, Killer Tofu. And he was like, what?
Wait, I don't know about Killer Tofu. Why do you call him Killer Tofu? You can't share this story, can you? You can't. You're seeing this guy. You got to wait until... Are you going to tell?
Yeah. I was like,
don't tell.
No.
Don't tell.
No, I probably shouldn't.
Okay.
Offline, I'll explain.
This brings me to my very favorite part of the show, which is your smiling faces moment. What have you guys grinned and bared it through this week? What is your smiling faces moment?
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad for me. I think like the big thing has still been my journey of my eyes. So we're finally getting my prescription went up for like my glasses and my contacts, but I'm on my last pair of contacts and they're my old prescription. I thought I put them up after I cleared the eye infection that I had because I wouldn't stop sleeping in them. I thought I put my contacts up and I apparently missed the container. So I dried the fuck out of my last, one of my contacts.
And just so everybody recalls, go back and listen to the episode. But Victoria's been so busy that she has been falling asleep on the couch with her contacts in, but she's only been sleeping for 2 or 3 hours, and then she wakes up. So they got what it is, your eye got it built up.
Oh, it built a layer of defense.
Yeah,
up.
contact wearers probably know about this. So you have not been able to wear contacts. You've just been full eyeglasses, just in your Harry
I've been
Potter
doing glasses, and then
season.
I finally was able to stop doing the steroid drops in my eyes. So they healed now. So I went and put my contacts in. But then when I took them out, I didn't put my right one into the container like I thought I did. It was on the outside of it because I took them out at night. And so it dried up and I was like, Jesus. So I had to rehydrate it, but it hasn't fully rehydrated. So when I took it out yesterday, my right eye was desperate for moisture.
You only have 5 senses. Please be careful with your eyes.
I know. Please. Well, also my ancestors will guide me. I'll be okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'll say my eyes are still my smiling faces moment, working through the blindness that is my eyes and how I mistreat
trying
them.
out your contacts. Victoria, you've got so much.
Drying my eyes out, infecting my eyes, all the things.
No more steroid drops. Mike, what's your smiling faces moment?
Come on, y'all. Y'all know what my smiling
Birdie!
I'm in the thick of it. I'm in the throes of it. Birdie. That is literally I am in the thick of it. We are 5 weeks in. It feels like it's been a year. We still have another 4 or 5 weeks before she is fully vaccinated. So no, yeah, Birdie's going to be it. That is what we're grinning and bearing through, me and Lucy, for the last week. But on a lighter note, like last week was literally 5 years since Lucy and I moved to Los Angeles. So it's been crazy.
What do you think
5
your
years.
biggest accomplishment has been
nuts.
since you got here?
So
I know.
Damn.
Sorry.
Life goal. Biggest achievement.
Anniversary.
Go. Proudest moment. Go.
biggest achievement.
I've been watching a lot.
Damn, Jess.
I've been watching a lot of RuPaul Drag Race, and I love the moments where he's like, "What words would you have for little Davy?" It was like a picture
self.
of the drag queen when they're like 3 years old, and I love it so much. And so this is my. What is your
It's always so
greatest
cute
accomplishment in the past 5 years in moving to LA? Do you think, Mike?
Probably. I mean, it's these two things. Getting a chance to work on a TV show was a dream, to be able to do that. But I think probably the biggest accomplishment is winning awards for my podcasting, which has been a big deal, because especially since so many people didn't think that I would either make a career out of it for as long as I have. And so it was kind of a lot of a justification for that. So that's probably my biggest accomplishment. And then probably the next thing is getting this fucking show off the ground with y'all. That's probably the next big accomplishment. And mixed in there is music supervision, is trying to be a music supervisor. So, I still have a couple of things I need to finish, but no, the podcasting, awards, and working on the TV show, probably the two biggest things that I felt like I accomplished since moving here 5 years ago.
I encourage all of you listening now, because I've been so inspired by RuPaul's Drag Race, to think about what the last 5 years, what your greatest accomplishment is, and celebrate it. That's my sending us off with that today. What do you think?
You don't have a smiling faces moment?
Girl.
The fuck?
I was going to say, you getting out of here without a smiling faces moment?
This is, okay.
What are you doing?
So I've been lifting. You guys know I love my weightlifting. It has changed my whole life. And I have been moving up, and we did like a test where you see how much weight you can lift on just one rep. And I did that last week, and it was really high. Like I just skyrocketed my weight way higher than I thought I could lift, and I felt really good about it. So this week, as I was lifting, I was like, all right, I can bump this up just a little, for my reps. Girl, I don't even know what I did, but I did something just as an old lady, I guess, and I'd never refer to myself as such, but my right knee, I'd never have knee trouble, but my right knee, I was doing front squats with too much weight and too many reps, and my right knee is all swollen now. It's so dumb. So that's my smiling faces moment. I'm grinning and bearing it through the fact that I thought I was a badass, and then my body was like, calm down, ma'am. That's my smiling faces moment.
It happens.
Yeah, you gotta protect them knees. The older you get, you gotta protect the knees. You're not fresh out the package anymore.
What a way to phrase that.
Just saying. Listen, I'm doing this because, listen to me. I'm doing this because I love you. I love you, and I sometimes you need a little bit of reality from a guy who's also
Calm
in his
down.
40s.
Calm down.
The knees are a big deal. Get out of here.
Fresh out the package is still going to stay with me.
Get out of here.
That's my smiling faces moment.
Wow.
Just by putting me in blast for being 42.
Being attacked.
Yeah.
Being attacked about your knees.
It's the first knee trouble I've ever had.
God.
I've never had knee trouble. Thanks.
That's good.
Ooh. Yeah. I've been laid up off of it because I don't know what I did, but boy, has it been bugging me. However, I also was like doing a deep dive on all my, I was looking at all these pictures of from kind of the past 10, 15 years. I had to pull together a collage for a project, and I was looking at all these old pictures and was like, this is such a dumb thing. I was like, oh my gosh, how cute was I in my like mid-20s? How much I dress up and I had all these really cute looks. And I was like, oh my God, I don't remember being all like I don't remember dressing up like that in my 20s. I always thought I was like so simple back in my 20s. And when I look back, I'm like, oh, I was a little touch of fabulous. I still am, but a lot of times it's just,
I was like, claim it.
Yeah, I still am. But yeah, that was kind of like a fun road on the way back through the Wayback Machine. So what do you got? I want people to see you. How can they see you? I know you got some shows coming up. You have one soon, don't you?
I do, which I'm looking at the calendar really fast to make sure this makes
next week
sense.
July 27th.
Yes,
Elysian?
perfect. I have to make sure that this episode airs at the correct time. Obviously it's going to air at the right time. But yes, so if you are still available and don't have anything to do on Sunday, July 27th at 5 p.m., you should come to the Elysian Theater and see Beer and Bedtime Stories. We're doing a bunch of really fun short plays. They're very funny. Some are very real. So you get a roller coaster of feelings. But we're going to be acting in some of those that my friend Deck Metellus wrote, and my friends Chris Pipkin and Hattie Williams are directing. So that's really fun. So tickets will be on the Elysian website. If you want to check that out, I also have it in my Instagram link in bio, link tree thingy. So they're there. Otherwise, I have a show. Oh, my improv, August 2nd, Saturday, August 2nd. There will be a show that'll be happening at 7 p.m. at the Broadwater Theater at 7 o'clock. I think I already said 7 o'clock. I'm saying it again. And what?
Don't be late.
Come see some improv with my group.
Don't be late. Don't be late.
Don't be late. Come see their Idris Elba's perform.
Yes, recurring show first Saturday of every month. And you can find all the information that you need on our socials, which we know you love and follow. And if you're looking for ways to buy tickets to Victoria's show, or you just want to have a giggle, or you just want to slide into our DMs because that's sexy. Happy summer. You can find us on Instagram at Smiling Faces Series. Oh my gosh. You can find us on Instagram at
Liar.
No words. You can find us on Instagram at Smiling Faces _series. You can find us on TikTok at Smiling Faces _series. You know, we're all on Facebook. We're at Smiling Faces Series, and on YouTube with www.youtube.com at symbol Smiling Faces Series. You got to check out our YouTube. Pretty soon, hot announcement, you will be able to watch the full video of our podcasts on YouTube. And you should be tuning into our YouTube if you're not already following us there, because that is where you're going to be able to see any like hot behind the scenes footage, or if you want to take a look at our trailer for Smiling Faces, or Victoria doing stand-up, or me doing stand-up, or maybe, and I don't want to tease this, but a little bit of Birdie Lee being her adorable puppy self. Please find us on our YouTube.
Ooh. Also, make sure to check out our official website, smilingfacesseries.com. Make sure to sign up there on our website to get on our newsletter, where you get also the latest and greatest information on Smiling Faces. Shout out to our fiscal sponsor, Inclusivity Media, and of course, our producer, Mike Bryant and Defiantly Me Productions.
We love doing sound effects for Mike. Award-winning producer.
Fuck a soundboard.
5 years.
5 years here and coming out swinging. Biggest accomplishment. Suck on it.
That's right. Puppy owner. Lover of the series.
Married. Happy. Job. Awards. Puppy.
In the show. Bye,
you guys.
Bye. Have a great week.
Think about what you've done in 5 years.